Hey guys, it's Corey from Corey Survival. Today I'm going to be showing you 5 easy and helpful tips that may be useful for you in the future if you're an outdoorsman like me. Stick with me. So one good tip, my first tip I'm going to be showing you guys, is for matches. So as you can see, these are strike anywhere matches. I'm just going to put my hand up here so you focus in on it. It's got that white tip on the top of it that you guys saw. You can use that and strike it on any rough surface and it'll ignite without the striker on the side of the box, which is a very good thing and unique thing this match has. But one more thing that could make this even more useful. So you can see if I strike it on the side of the box, I just hold it straight up. The flame isn't really too strong. You know, you can move it up and stuff, and of course, you know, you moving it up like this, it's gonna get it going because heat rises. But I'm gonna put this over here real quick. But if you take the match, I'm just gonna get my Mora here. You take the match and you go on the corners, you can kind of feather it out a little bit, as you can see. Like that. And just do it on almost all the corners here. As best as you can. And this can help you start a fire even better when it's wet out. Anything like that. Now, another cool thing is I recommend doing this to like sticks. Like if you find sticks in the wild that, you know, are thumb size or smaller, do that to them because that's gonna help your fire get going a lot easier. Now if I take this match, I strike the side of it, it gets going a lot faster. So, hope that's a really good helpful tip for you guys. For the second tip I've got for you guys, this one's going to be basing around containers. For me as a fisherman, I always have power bait containers. I go through these like a madman. But when I do go through these, I wash them up. I don't throw these away. I wash them up and I reuse these. As you can see, this one has a bunch of char cloth in it. This can help you get a fire going. This one I made into like a little match kit. This made it pretty much waterproof, so if it ever does fall in water, I don't have to worry about it ever getting wet or anything like that. But as you can see, I've got the striker in there. These aren't strike anywhere matches, which I wish they were, but these were the only matches I had at the time when I made this. That's why I also cut the striker in there, so it's a good thing. And then in this container here, I've got some more tinder stored in there. You can even store cotton balls in these little containers, or anything just to help you start a fire. I've heard of people even storing like seasonings in small containers to season their food while they're out in the outdoors. Yeah, just cool little things like that. Storage bags are even great to have. For storage bags, normally you can pack it full of like simple food that like has an expiration date of like 2 years, like Spam, for instance, or any small canned foods. Granola sometimes. I think there's some granolas that last a long time. I make a homemade granola. I always store homemade granola inside of these bags. You can even make a fire kit with these, and these gallon storage bags are waterproof too. So, very good, useful tip for you to think about. This tip has to do with tinfoil. Now, if you guys watched my tips to rely on when making or rules to rely on making a survival kit, tinfoil was one of my things to put in your bag. Now, this is one of the great uses you can do with it. If you grab a little square like this, let's say you've got yourself a cup, or even if you find yourself just a simple little rock or something, Like, you can even use your fist. Here, I'll just use my fist. I'm not even gonna use the cup. What you can do, you just put your hand in the center. You just fold it up, like so. Just kind of cup it as much as you can. Okay. Now fold in the top to kind of seal it a little bit. And then I'm just going to use this here. If you find a flat surface, you can shape it to the flat surface. And then you've got yourself a little bowl. Now you can boil water in this little bowl if you want to. I mean, it may not hold water very well, but you can most definitely go and scoop up some water and drink from it. Like I've done it before. It's not that bad. Just make sure you do seal up wherever any cracks may be or anything like that. But that's also part of the reason why I put my hand in the middle of the tin foil, was so when you do fill it up with water, it shouldn't leak too much. Here, I'm gonna go fill it up with some water real quick. So I went and got some water. As you can see, I'm just gonna fill it up here. Holds water to an extent. See?
It's just leaking out of the bottom a little bit there.
But see, if I tilt it like to this side here, it doesn't leak as much. So there's just a little bit of a fold there that leaks, but if you can find where all those little folds are, you can most definitely make a container out of this, even if you like double fold it. For this next tip, tip number 4, it's going to revolve around fishing. This is going to be revolving around soft plastics. Now, as you can see, I've got these soft plastics, majority of the way color-coded. And there's a reason for that. I've heard of, in the past, people mixing a bunch of soft plastics together in one spot. And that's not really a good idea. And I can show you why. If you look at this bait here, see how it's yellow on top? I don't know if you guys can see that. So, it used to be way brighter or way creamier yellow than this, but it's more orange now. I mean, if I turn it over, this one isn't really a good example. Here, hold on. Let me find a different one here. Okay, so like if you look at the difference between this one, see how this one's all yellow on this side and that side? This one is how it should look, or even a little bit lighter than that, honestly. So if you mix colors like that together, they have a tendency to bleed the color that they are, and they just start mixing. So if you want to keep whatever color your soft plastics are, make sure you orient each color with the color they are. So as you can see, all my white ones are together over here. If I were to put a white one in with the green and leave it in there for months, especially, you know, I leave my tackle box in my car because I go fishing so much. If I leave that in there and it's a hot sunny day, those colors will end up bleeding into this, and I don't want that. So that's all a really good tip to keep your soft plastics organized and keep them from not getting ruined, and and help you from not spending so much money on soft plastics. Okay guys, so for my 5th and final tip here, this has to revolve around your hard baits for fishing. I buy these little, I don't know if you can see this, little hair tie rubber bands. They're like range between 99 cents and $2 at Walmart. What you can do with these is you just take the treble hooks on your lure and you just wrap it around there. You can double wrap it around your lure, or you can even just stick it up here. Just double wrap it again here. Now as you can see, it holds your hooks in place. Just as long as your hooks are held snug to the body, it's okay. Now, if you do that to all of your lures, as you can see here, I've got a bunch of jerk baits with that. Your hooks don't get all snagged up and it's easier to pick and choose what lure you want. So it's like, I want that rainbow trout lure again. Look at that. I just picked it up and it didn't even get snagged on any of your other lures. Or I want this one, or this one. I didn't quite get enough rubber bands to get all of them, but it's kind of a tangled mess in my tackle box right now. But great way to keep your lures organized. I hope you guys enjoyed the 5 tips I just gave you. I hope these are very useful to you in the future. If you guys like this video, go and hit that like button down below. Ask some questions and comments. I'd love to answer those for you guys. I love hearing from you guys, definitely. I post things like this every week, so if you are into seeing things like this, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I'd love to have you guys a part of my community. Keep living, keep fishing, and I will see you guys in the next one.